Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here again, sorting through all that noise to bring you the insights that matter on topics really shaping our world. So think for a second about, your day. How often are you moving around, getting to work, maybe grabbing groceries, meeting friends? Movement is just, well, it's central to how we live now. And for literally millions, the thing powering that movement, it's public transportation. Yeah, we're talking buses, trains, subways, trams, you name it. These aren't just like vehicles moving around. They're these complex systems that so many people rely on every single day. And they impact all of us, right? Whether you ride them or not. So our mission today is to get past the basics. We want to pull out the really key insights, the upsides, and the downsides too of public transport, focusing on how it affects your life, the environment, our society. Okay, let's really unpack this, shall we?
It's a great topic. It touches so many parts of city life. And what our sources show is, well, by looking at both the good stuff, the efficiencies, and the, let's face it, the frustrations, we can really get why these systems are still so vital, but also how they need to change, For our growing cities, it's this mix of engineering, money, and how people behave.
Absolutely. So where should we start? How about something that affects everyone's budget? Cost. We always hear public transport is cheaper, but what do the sources really tell us about the money side, especially versus owning a car?
Yeah, that's a perfect place to start because the research, it doesn't just say fares are low. It really stresses the total cost people avoid by not earning a car. I mean, think about it. Unexpected repairs pop up. Insurance costs keep climbing. Parking, that's a whole headache, and it costs money. Plus, the car loses value over time. These things add up, They drain your budget in ways you might not even notice day to day. Public transport, it gives you a much more predictable monthly cost. It's way more than just the pass price.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I remember seeing something in the research. Cities like London or New York, a monthly pass saves you potentially hundreds of dollars compared to driving. That's significant. That's real money for a lot of people.
Exactly, hundreds. And looking bigger picture, society-wise, governments often put money into these systems, subsidies. It's not just being nice, it's like an investment for everyone. These subsidies keep prices down, sure, but they also push people towards using transit instead of cars. That means less wear and tear on roads, less need for expensive parking lots. It kind of multiplies the economic benefit. And it helps with fairness, too, making sure people can actually get to jobs and schools without needing a car they maybe can't afford.
Right. So it helps our wallets and it helps make things more accessible. Now let's shift gears to the planet. This is where I think it gets really interesting. We sort of know public transport is greener. Yeah. What do the sources say? Any specific numbers or surprising impacts?
Oh, definitely. And it's more than just a feeling, like you said. The data backs it up. Our sources pointed out, for example, that just one bus can take the place of, what was it, up to 50 cars? 50. Imagine the difference in emissions. 50 cars versus one bus. It cuts down greenhouse gases massively.
50 cars. Wow, that really paints a picture. So it's not just less traffic, it's dramatically fewer emissions per person moved.
Precisely. And it goes beyond just CO2. Some data we saw from cities like Tokyo, it actually showed fewer people getting diagnosed with breathing problems in areas with really good subway access, which suggests it's not just cleaning the air overall, it's maybe directly improving health block by block. We don't always think about that. Plus, newer electric trains, they often have regenerative braking, which means they actually capture energy when they slow down and feed it back. Super efficient, really pushing towards greener cities.
Regenerative braking, huh? That's cool. Okay, and now for something anyone who drives in rush hour will appreciate. Less traffic congestion. I mean, who hasn't been there? Stuck, barely moving. It's awful.
Oh, yeah. The cost of congestion, not just in money, but in, stress, it's huge. Yeah. And the sources are clear. Trains, subways, they just bypass all that. They're on their own tracks, right? Yeah. Above the traffic or below it, so they can keep going at a steady speed and get you there much, much faster than a car that's stuck bumper to bumper.
So predictability is key. You know when you'll arrive. I remember that Paris example from our research. The metro there, you can cross the city in less than an hour, even when the roads are jammed. By car. Might take double that time. Huge difference.
A massive difference in your day. And zooming out again, it's not just about saving one person time. Less congestion helps the whole city's economy. Workers get to work on time, so productivity is better. Deliveries move faster. Even emergency vehicles can get through quicker. It just makes the whole city run more smoothly, more attractive for everyone.
Okay, so yeah, we've definitely laid out a strong case for the advantages. Cost, environment, less traffic stress. It's compelling. But like you said, no system's perfect. There's always another side of the coin.
Yeah.
Our sources didn't ignore the challenges, did they?
Not at all. And that's important because these problems, they often connect, they
Yeah.
feed into each other. It's really by looking hard at these downsides, not just waving them away, that we can figure out how to make things genuinely better, more user-friendly. It
Hmm.
has to be about constant improvement.
Right. So let's tackle maybe the biggest headache for riders.
Mm.
Reliability or, well, unreliability.
hmm
Why does public transport sometimes just let us down? What did the sources say?
Well, it's not just one thing. The research mentioned, the obvious stuff. Breakdowns, maybe strikes, bad weather. Those cause delays. But what often causes more day-to-day frustration, especially in some parts of the world, is just the system being unpredictable. Big breakdowns get the news, sure. But the sources highlighted that in many developing areas, it's less about sudden events
Huh.
and more about schedules maybe not being followed strictly or not enough consistent investment in keeping things running smoothly. Imagine just hoping your bus shows up when you need to be somewhere important. That's reality for millions. It's a different kind of unreliable.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly stressful. And what's the knock-on effect of that?
Well, obviously, it messes up schedules for people who need to be on time, parents, workers. But bigger picture, it just wears away people's trust in the system, slowly but surely. If you can't depend on it, you'll look for other options, right? Even if they cost more or are worse for the planet. It can even affect where businesses decide to set up shop. If the transit nearby isn't reliable, maybe they won't locate there. That holds back local growth.
Okay, moving from reliability to sheer numbers. Let's talk peak hour. That feeling of being packed in like sardines on a train or bus, overcrowding. Is it just uncomfortable or is there more going on there, according to the sources?
Oh, it's a huge issue, and definitely more than just discomfort. Our sources describe places like Mumbai or Mexico City. Trains and buses get so full, it's not just unpleasant, it can feel genuinely unsafe. A bit undignified, even. People standing the whole way squashed against each other. And that closeness, well, it brings health risks too, doesn't it? Spreading germs easily. Plus, it's tiring, starting your day already stressed and fatigued from the commute.
Yeah, I can definitely see the mental toll adding up, not just the physical squeeze. What's driving this overcrowding?
It's often a case of the system just not keeping up. Urbanization happens fast. The research connects this directly to infrastructure that hasn't been expanded or upgraded to match the population growth. It's a clear sign that investment just hasn't kept pace, leading to these bottlenecks during busy times.
And beyond just being crowded, there's the really serious question of safety, personal safety. Even with cameras and guards, things still happen. What did our research turn up on that front?
Yeah, safety is fundamental. It hits right at public trust. The sources confirm that, yes, despite security measures, things like theft or harassment still occur, unfortunately. And this makes some riders feel vulnerable, particularly women, maybe older people, especially traveling at night or in quieter stations. They might just avoid it.
And it's not only crime, right? There's the safety of the vehicles and tracks themselves.
Exactly. That's the other crucial part. Poor maintenance was highlighted in the sources. That can lead to breakdowns or worse, accidents, crashes. We found reports, for instance, of subway derailments in some older systems. These aren't just freak accidents. They point to a real need for ongoing, serious investment in just maintaining the basics, upgrading the old stuff. Safety isn't just guards. It's about making sure the whole system is sound.
Okay, and one last point, flexibility. That freedom you get with a car, which public transport often struggles to match. What's the main trade-off there?
It's a big one, definitely. The core issue, like the sources pointed out, is that transit runs on fixed routes and schedules. So if you don't live near a stop, or you need to get somewhere kind of out of the way, it can mean changing lines multiple times, maybe a long walk at the end, or needing a taxi for that last bit, the last mile, they call it. That's just not convenient for everyone. Think about families with shopping or people with mobility issues who really need door-to-door.
Right, so the car gives you that point-to-point, leave anytime convenience. Public transport can feel like solving a puzzle sometimes.
Exactly. That first mile, last mile problem is a key reason many still choose cars, despite the cost. The car gives you that spontaneity, that direct path. It's a level of convenience that fixed systems find hard to beat. Although it's fair to say we are seeing new things emerge, like on-demand shuttle services, trying to bridge that gap and link up better with the main transit lines. More flexible options are appearing.
So we've gone on quite a journey, haven't we? Through the world of public transportation, we've covered the big pluses, cheaper, greener, less traffic, which are huge. But we've also looked squarely at the downsides. Unreliability, overcrowding, safety worries, and, yeah, that lack of flexibility. It's definitely a complex picture.
It really is. And tying it back to what the sources suggest overall, a balanced view, a forward-thinking approach is just essential. The insights point towards needing more than just new lines. It means governments really investing smartly, modernizing what's there, making schedules much more reliable, and tackling those safety concerns head on, both the feeling of safety and the reality of it.
Exactly. Play to the strengths, but really work on fixing the weaknesses. The future of our cities kind of depends on getting that balance right.
Absolutely. The goal, like the research shows, is creating cities that are just more efficient, fairer, and nicer places to live. And that probably means blending good public transport with other smart ways to get around, creating a network that really works for people seamlessly.
This deep dive really hammers home that public transport isn't just infrastructure. It's like the circulatory system of a city. Huge potential, real challenges. Which brings us to a final thought for you, listening. What really jumps out at you, thinking about your own city, or maybe one you know well. How could it better balance these pros and cons? What specific change could make a real difference for a more efficient, more livable future there? Maybe it's about access or tackling crowding or funding. Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on the Deep Dive. We hope this gave you a richer look at these systems that keep our world moving. We'll see you next time.